Good Wednesday morning to my favorite Broncos. Tomorrow, or actually yesterday, you should have finished up your second paragraph or maybe your first if you didn't get to it last week. It was easy, just typed it into the assignment box. Today, we're going to move on. I gave you a copy of My Purple House yesterday for you to read, and today we're going to go back into it. So if you didn't get a chance to read it yet, today's your lucky day because you get your own copy, okay? So I want to, before I get into your copy of My Purple House, I want to remind you about the different elements of expository writing. And expository can include your personal experience, and it could be persuasive, it could be all those different types of purposes that you have. So reflect and express could be expository, depending upon what you're reflecting about. You can have you're taking a stand or you're analyze and interpret. All those different purposes will have these elements of expository writing in it. So there could be statistics, there could be definitions, there could be some sort of persuasion, there could be anecdotes, which we talked about last week, right? Those personal little stories about ourselves. Logical reasoning, where you're kind of making inferences. It could have something that you're arguing. You could be describing something. So you'll see all of that information there. So when you're working with today's assignment, I would have this open in a tab or maybe take a picture of it on your phone so that way you can use it while you're working. So in your copy of My Purple House, this should have made a document that looks like this. You'll make a copy, and now it's yours in Google Docs or in Google Drive, okay? Once you've read through it, I'm asking that you identify some of those elements. So this is where you would have that umbrella slide back up on a new tab, maybe have it open here, and just kind of look and see where you can find some things. So for example, in the 1960s, in 1718 and 1749, these are all facts, right? These are things that I can verify. So I'm just going to highlight them, and then I'm going to make a copy that or a comment that says facts that can be verified. Okay, you can do that too on your document, or you can print it and highlight it. I've also done that too because I like to write on mine. Okay, so you'll just keep going as you read it. What are you noticing, right? Thus was born the Tejano, a Texan of Mexican heritage. So what is a Tejano? What does she tell us? A Texan of Mexican heritage. So that's a definition she gives us. So I'm going to highlight maybe that in a different color, and I'm going to add a comment here. This is a definition. Okay, so that's all you're going to do. Just as much as you can as you read. This doesn't have to be every single thing, okay? But the more you find, the better. And then you have an assessment on Friday where you can use these annotations, these notes, okay? So if you look back on your folder, or in your folder, I also gave you a visual of how to annotate this. And this is kind of what I just did on Google Docs, but it's also something that you can see, and I also have it available. So notice that I highlighted the facts, the definition. She kind of gets into her personal story or personal experience, which is called an anecdote. So I just made that little note there. And so all you're doing, again, you're looking for elements of expository writing from the umbrella slide. And you can either print it and do it on the actual paper, or you can just, in the copy that you made, just highlight and comment, okay, just like I showed you. Okay, when you've done that and you've read through it, okay, you have a little discussion board that I would like for you to respond to. Using the comment box right here, what was the text about? Just summarize it. What's the point? Or I guess the main thing that happened to her that she's using, and then what was the purpose, right? Look at that purpose resource. Was it to take a stand? Was it to analyze and interpret? Could it be more than one purpose? Sure. It could be express and reflect about her experience. It could be she's interpreting why people are mad about the color. She could explain, the solution at the end, right? So there could be any different kinds. It doesn't have to just be one. So look at your resource and explain how you know. Like, what is she doing to express? What is she doing to propose a solution? Okay, so just try that, attempt that for me today. Just 2 easy questions, and that's it. So to recap, you're reading your copy of My Purple House, you're commenting or you're identifying the elements on this umbrella slide. So quotations, definitions, anything that you find, okay? There's no limit, there's no amount, just whatever you find. And then once you've done that, you're going to answer the discussion board, and that's it, okay? And we're going to come back to this Friday, and you will have an assessment where you will have to answer a little bit more questions about what you've read, and you can use all of your highlighted stuff on it, okay? All right, I hope that you come back and watch this video, especially if you don't remember how to annotate or you're not quite sure how to open anything. That's what this is for. So don't wait, okay? Or email me or text me via remind if you're having issues or if you have questions, okay? I'll see you in a little bit, or hopefully you'll contact me if you have questions. Okay, bye.